Hello everybody, welcome to this instruction video. This video is for part 11 of my Enigma blanket design. In part 11 we're extending our panels further, so we're continuing from part 10, this was part 10, and we're working a petal with popcorns and surface slip stitches. So this is what we're doing in part 11. We're going to continue from where we left off in part 10, so let's get started. Row 25, right side facing, and we're going to start in the first stitch with a standing single crochet. And that first stitch is of course a back post half double, so that's a little tricky to get into. Here's the first stitch. There. And that's a standing single. There we go. Now the next stitches are easier. Work 8 more singles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So now you've worked 9 in total. That's important because you're also going to finish with 9 on the other side so that things are symmetric. So 9 singles. Now we're going to start the repeat unit. Going to skip 2 stitches, and then here in the third stitch we work 6 doubles. So skip 1, 2, and in the third stitch 6 doubles. So that's the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this is the start of the shell motif that we're working here in this part. Now again, skipping 2 stitches, 1, 2, and then come to the third, and then we're going to start 18 singles. So skip 1, 2 stitches, come to the third, and work a single. And that's the first of 18. So this is 2, 3, 4, 17, 18. 18 single crochets. And this is the entire repeat unit. So here's starting from the skipping 2 stitches, the shell, 2 stitches, skip, 18 singles. Going to repeat this till you get to the end. So you're now again going to skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and then this here is the first of those 6 doubles. So repeat until the end, and then at the end you're not going to have 18 singles but only 9. So just like you started here with 9, at the end of the row you'll also finish with 9. So the last repeat you won't work 18 but 9. So repeat until the end, and when you're at the end you can also fasten off. Row 26, still have the right side facing, and we're again going to start on the first stitch with a standing single crochet. The first stitch, standing single. There we go. Now work a single in the next 6 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means you have 7 stitches here. These 7 is going to be again the mirror of the other side as well. So I just need a little bit more yarn. So you're going to finish here with 7, on the other side finish with 7 stitches like you start here with 7. Now to start the repeat unit, these last 2 singles we're going to skip those and immediately come to the shell. Now on the shell, on each stitch we're going to work first a double and then a front post treble. So we do that 6 times. So yarn over already, so I'm skipping these 1, 2 singles and then come here to this first double and work a double on there. First a double, And now a front post treble around the same stitch. So yarn over twice, and then around that double, work a front post treble. And this you're going to repeat on all of these. So the next stitch, first a double, and then a front post treble. So this was 2, and then 3 again, a front post double, sorry, a double and then a front post treble, and then a double and a front post treble around the same stitch. So this way you're increasing your number of stitches on the shell. You're going to double them. Front post treble, and here on the last stitch, first work a double, and then a front post treble. There we go. So that completes the shell. Now again, skipping 2 stitches, so just like before the shell, also after. So we're skipping 2 stitches, 1, 2, and then here in the third is where we start with singles, and again work 14 singles. And that's of course the double of what is on this side, because that's going to bring you to the next shell as well. Oh, my yarn is just, I'm almost, yeah, I've got them a bit in a knot here. So 14 doubles, sorry, singles, 14 singles. 14. There we go. 14 singles after the shell. And at this point you're going to start the next repeat. So here I'm going to skip these 2 singles and then start here on the shell. So what you've just done, repeat this to the end, and at the end you'll of course finish again with 7 stitches, just like you started here with 7 stitches. So repeat and fasten off at the end of this row, and also leave the right side facing. Row 27, still have the right side facing, and again we're going to start with a standing single crochet in the first stitch. And now work 4 more singles. 1, 2, 3, 4. That means you have 5 singles on this side, and you're also going to finish with 5 on the other side when you're at the end of this row. Now, to start the repeat unit, again going to skip these 2 singles that you have left here and start immediately on the shell. Now, this round for the shell is a bit more complicated. We work a double when you have a double, so yeah, in between you have double crochets, so on that you're just going to work a double, and when you have these front post trebles, and there you're going to work first a double and then a front post treble. Let me show you. So skipping these 2, come to the next stitch, that's this double here, and work a double on there. So a double on that stitch. Now the next stitch is, here's the front post treble. First we work a double crochet on the stitch, and now work a front post treble. So yarn over twice, so around the post work a front post treble. So that was once. Going to do this 5 more times, 6 times in total. So the next stitch is a double. It's a little bit hidden, so you might have to just pull your work to the side. There's the stitch. So first a double, and then a double, and a front post treble. This was the repeat twice, so I do 4 more. I'm going to speed up a little. and the front post treble. So a double, and a front post treble around the treble, and a double, front post treble around the treble, and you have 2 stitches left, so a double, and then on the last stitch a double, and then a front post treble around that last one. And that completes the entire shell. Now we're going to again skip 2 stitches, and then we work 10 single crochets. So skipping 1, 2, here's the third one, and that's the first of 10. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There you go, so 10 singles. And now you're at the point to start the next repeat. So you're going to skip these 2 stitches and then work this shell exactly the way you did this shell. So this repeat, do this up until the end, and then of course you'll finish with only 5 singles and not 10. So repeat, and when you're finished you can fasten off and again leave the right side facing. Row 28, new color yarn, and we're going to start in the first stitch with a standing single crochet. And there we go, and then 3 more singles. So it's 1, 2, 3. So that gives you 4 singles, and you'll also finish with 4 singles on the other side. Then the repeats. We're going to skip this last single crochet that's left here. I'm going to skip that and then come to the shell. On the shell we're going to work a back post single on all 18 stitches. So here's the first one. 1. So on all these stitches. 2. So that's 18 in total. 3, 4, 5. So we're working back post singles. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 3 more, 16, 17, and the last one, 18. So 18 back post single crochets on the shell. Then on the bit between the shells we're going to skip the next stitch, that's that one, and then come to the second and we work 8 singles. Skip this stitch. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the last one here, 8. And there we go. And now you're at the same point you were here. So I'm going to skip the stitch and then work those 18 back post singles. So repeat until you're to the end, and of course you'll finish with 4 singles on the end. And then important, leave your yarn attached and turn for the next row. Row 29, you have the wrong side facing, that's important. And we're going to continue with the same color yarn as from the previous row. Start with the chain 2. No, this is not a stitch, this is just to get you started. And we're immediately going to jump off and start with the repeat. I'm going to start with a double in the next 2 stitches. So here that's the first stitch, a double, and in the second stitch. So 2 doubles. Then chain 2, 1, 2. I'm going to skip 2 stitches, those are these 2 stitches here, and then come to the next where we work a double. So 1, 2, skip, here work a double. Then a chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and skip 3 stitches, and then we work 11 single crochets. So we're going to skip 1, 2, 3 stitches. And stitch number 4, that's in the single, or that's the first of the singles. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There you go. 11 singles. Again a chain 3. Chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And this time we're only skipping 2 stitches, so it's not completely symmetrical. So we're skipping 2 stitches and then work a double. So 1, 2, skip, and then work a double here in the next stitch. Then again chain 2, 1, 2, skipping 2 stitches, work 2 doubles. So 1, 2, skip, and then work a double. 1, 2. And there we go. And this here is the full repeat unit. This you're going to do until you're to the end. To just get you started on the next repeat. So you're now going to start with 2 doubles. 1, 2. So that means you have 4 doubles here next to one another, but the first 2 are from the previous repeat and these are from the next repeat. Then so chain 2, 1, 2, skipping 1, 2 stitches, work a double. Then again chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skipping 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, work the first single. I'd just like to show you where the stitches are from the front, just to help you. So if you just turn your work, just look at where your stitches are. You'll see that this solitary double here is in the first back post stitch, and the same here. This one is also in the first back post. So on either side, you see that one and that one. They're in the first and the last back post stitches. You see also here this double we just made is in the first of those back post stitches. Well, it's the first if you come from the other side. It's the last if you look at it from the front. And these 4 doubles here in the middle, they are exactly in the middle of those 8 singles that we have. So you'll have 2 on this side and 2 on that side. So if you're in doubt, just flip your work forward and then just check that if you have these stitches in the right place, and then that will also help you to place these singles, so if needed. So continue until the end with this repeat. You need to do a few more times, and when you're at the end you can also fasten off. Row 30. In this row we're going to work popcorns, and we're going to work them in some of the skipped stitches from row 28. New color yarn, and attach the yarn in the second stitch. So here you've got these 2 doubles. So here in the second stitch, just attach there with a slip stitch. And there we go. And now we're ready to start the repeat. Chain 2. That's the start of the repeat. And now we're going to work a popcorn in the next stitch here on row 28. So immediately in that first stitch of row 28. And while we'll do so, just make sure that all your other stitches are to the back, that you don't accidentally work over them. So really we're going to be working in front of the stitches from row 29. Now this is just a normal popcorn, so that means I'm making 5 doubles. And this is number 5. Then I open up that loop. We've made many popcorns before, and then come to the first double. Insert your hook, grab your working yarn and pull through, and chain 1. There, that completes your first popcorn. You're going to be making quite a few of them in this row. Now chain 4, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to skip these next 3 stitches on row 28. So that's 1, 2, 3. In essence, it means it's the last here unworked stitch just before we get to the singles, that last stitch there. Going to work a popcorn in that stitch. Again, just fold your other stitches to the back. That's the first of 5 doubles. It's 2, 3, 4, 5 doubles. Open up, come back to your first one, pick up your working yarn, pull through, chain 1. Now I'm going to make a few more popcorns on the other side here of the petal, but to bridge the gap, what I'm going to do is we're going to do it first a chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now on single crochet number 9, we're going to be working a back post single. So I'm just going to count them. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is stitch number 9 there. Now to work a back post, you just come to the gap just before to work around that stitch. I'm just going to work a back post single. And honestly, if your back post is 1 stitch before or 1 stitch after, it's not a problem. The goal here is to secure this loop, because otherwise the loop is going to be too long before you're here to the other side. So that's the goal here. You're not going to do anything else with those loops. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're going to work a popcorn here in the first stitch here on row 29, 8. So that stitch there. It's slightly hidden there. I'm going to work a popcorn in there. So again, make sure all your other stitches are to the back. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're just going to complete the popcorn. And chain 1. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're going to, well, in essence, skip 4 stitches, but it comes down to here, this single crochet before those 4 doubles. So you're skipping 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches here, and then you come to that last one there. Work a popcorn in this stitch. And again, make sure everything to the back is out of the way. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 doubles. Complete the popcorn. Chain 1. So now I've got 4 popcorns, 2 before and 2 after the pedal. Chain 2. 1, 2. Now this is the full repeat. So starting from that chain 2 and finishing with this chain 2. This you're going to repeat until you're to the end. Just get you started on the next repeat, because then you'll see how the chains work. So now we start again with the chain 2. So 1, 2. So that means there are 4 chains here next to one another, plus even the chain from the popcorn. So this turns into a chain 4 gap. And then come to the first stitch here after these 4 doubles. Here, there. And this is where you work the first popcorn of the next repeat. So I'll just quickly complete that popcorn. I can just show you what this looks like. And the chain 1. So you've got these 4 here, then this chain 4 gap, which is out of chain 2 from the previous repeat and chain 2 from the next repeat, and here's the popcorn. And now of course you're going to work again a chain 4, then work a popcorn here. In this stitch, in that chain 6 with the back post, chain 4, and then a popcorn here and there. So you can see how these build up. So continue like this until the end, and then after the chain 2 of the last repeat, I'll just show you where to fasten off this row. I'm at the end of the row. Just made the last series of all those popcorns. Now how to finish this row? A chain 2, so that I still need to do from the last repeat. Chain 2, and then fasten off. So we're going to join to the second last stitch. There are 2 doubles here, and that first one just close there or attach there with a slip stitch. Then you're just securing that chain 2 loop that doesn't go anywhere. At this point you can cut your yarn and fasten off. I'm just going to make an extra knot here. There we go. And fasten off, and then go to the start of the row again, because we're going to leave the right side facing. Row 31, new color yarn on my hook, and we're going to start on the first stitch with a standing half double. So right side facing, that's important. In the first stitch, standing half double. In the second stitch, it already contains a slip stitch, but just next to it, another half double. And now we're ready to start the repeat. I'm going to make a front post single around the popcorn. Now in essence, that just means scoop the popcorn and work the single. Then the double that's between these popcorns, a front post double. And the next popcorn gets another front post single. So again, just scoop that popcorn. There we go. And this process kind of brings your popcorns a little bit more together. After the popcorn in the first stitch, just pull up those stitches. There in that first stitch, 2 half doubles. And important, while we're working these stitches, to really keep clear of the chain spaces. We're not going to do anything with them, but just keep them to the back. 2 half doubles in this stitch. And the next 9 stitches is single. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 9 singles. And in the last stitch, there's 1 stitch before the popcorn, 2 half doubles in that stitch. So 1, 2. The next popcorns, a front post single around this one. So again, just around the popcorn, front post single. The double crochet gets a front post double. And another front post single around this popcorn. We're going to come to these doubles here, these 4 doubles, a half double on each of those. And again, here it's really important, just keep your chains to the back. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go. That's the entire repeat. Repeat this, so from that single crochet up to these half doubles, repeat to the end, and you'll of course finish with 2 half doubles, just like you started here with 2. You'll finish with 2 as well. Repeat, and when you're at the end, leave your yarn attached and turn for the next row. Row 32, wrong side facing, and we're going to continue with the same color yarn. Start with the chain 1. This is not a stitch, just to get you started. We immediately start the repeat. A half double in the next 5 stitches. So the first one here is right on that first stitch. So that's 1. There on that first stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So half double on 5 stitches. Then a single crochet on the next 13. So it's a bit longer. 1, 2, 3, 13. There we go. 13 single crochets. And now on the next 5, a half double. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's the full repeat. So now we're going to start the next repeat, and that means you start with 5 doubles. So you're going to have 10 next to one another. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this is 5, and now again 13 singles, so, well, etc. Continue like this until you're to the end, and of course you'll finish with 5 singles or 5 half doubles. This is what your work looks like from the front. So continue until you're to the end, and then leave your yarn attached and turn your work. Row 33, right side facing, chain 1, does not count as a stitch, and in this row we're just going to work a half double on every stitch across. So in the first a half double, and continue, and when you get to the other side you can cut your yarn and fasten off. So nice easy round half double on every stitch. For row 34 we're going to work surface slip stitches here over this arch. So these are the stitches from row 29. So I'm going to take a new color yarn and attach this in the first stitch. So there you've got those 2 half doubles in there. Insert your hook and grab this yarn from the back. Allow yourself some yarn tail so you can work it away. And now we're going to work surface slip stitches over these single crochets here. So inserting my hook in the next stitch, grab your working yarn from the back and a slip stitch. 2. You're going to be doing 10 or so. Don't make them too tight because you want to give these stitches just a bit of play so they look nicer, because if they're too tight it doesn't look so nice. See? And then continue. And just a tip while you're making these chains, stay away from this chain space so you don't snag it accidentally. It's not a problem if you do, but it just looks nicer if you don't. And this one, and this is the last one here. So that's where those 2 half doubles is. That's the last one from the back. There we go. I'm going to cut my yarn. Just open up this loop. And I'm just going to pull the yarn tail to the back. So through that stitch where we finished, just pull the tail to the back. And there we go. And this was on one arch. I'm going to do this for all of them here. So I've got a few more to do. And then you're almost finished with this part. You've got to repeat this again. So when you've completed all the arches, then you're finished with one edge of the blanket. Everything you've just done, so these petals and the popcorns and everything, you need to repeat this. So that's this section here. You need to repeat this on the opposite side of the blanket as well. So everything you've just done, repeat, and then you're finished with this part. I want to thank you for watching and hope to see you next time for the last part of Enigma. We'll work a border and then we're all done.